You're listening to Spark FM. Online. Yes, you are listening to Spark FM online. It is your girl, DJ Candy Rain, and I am here with my dogs, the Chronicles podcast.
Yes,
one of the best, I would say, in Boston, bringing us some authenticity. Very, very important. But like I said earlier, I mentioned earlier, y'all go by like the firm clique. So who came up with that little moniker?
Well, I feel like it was a me and Jazz type thing. It was one of our first photo shoots, and
I think I sent you a Pinterest board too.
yeah, we wanted to.
I was looking for looks.
We wanted to come up with a theme, and the firm clique was perfect just because of our dynamic. And making that kind of the theme of the photo shoot, I'm like, that's what we rolling with. It's firm clique in here.
I like that. So that's fire. You know, that for those who may be listening and don't know, who does the firm clique comprise of?
Nas,
AZ,
Foxy.
Oh, I like how y'all did that. Is that who's who what?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Just established just now.
Yeah, I'm like, I was like,
no,
okay.
No bullshit. With, I had I wanted to do a similar we've been talking about different photo or video shoot type of situations for for commercial whatever, and I wanted to do reenact that the actual music video, like the first you know what I'm saying, the intro of it, before the song starts, and it would have been, I think it would have been fire, maybe, Nas and AZ might be like, yo, what the fuck is this? And try to sue our ass or whatever, but I don't know.
Y'all gotta take that down.
Y'all gotta take that down.
Gotta take that shit down right now.
That's hilarious. Well, yes, so obviously those are some old school artists. Let's bring it up to speed to today. Who are you all listening to? We just had a few projects drop lately. Currently, this past weekend, we had Kendrick drop. We also had Future drop the previous weekend. We had some Jack Harlow, LMI. What, Pusha T. How could I forget my boy? I'm really digging that project. What are y'all listening to right now?
I'm definitely on my 100th run of the Kendrick, letting that play top to bottom and
really
getting my picks out of there of what I like. I did pivot from the Future and got into the Kendrick, and I let the Pusha play just kind of as an in between. Pusha project is really fire, and I'm actually been checking out this new artist named Tana Leone. He's actually all over the Kendrick project, but I listened to his project, Sleepy Soldier, right before Kendrick Lamar's project came out. So he's the second signee to Kendrick's
new thing.
Yeah, to PP Lang.
Group. Okay.
He's okay. Like he's
Is he a rapper?
Yeah, he's definitely like rapper, melodic. He can sing. So he's kind of dope. But yeah, that's what I'm into right now.
Okay. How did y'all feel? How did you feel about the Future project?
I thought the Future project was dope. I think that he's found his niche in giving something to everyone. Like when you listen to that project, he got the trap to start it out.
Yes.
Then he stays trapped. Then he switches to the R&B. Then he got something for the ladies. He gets back to the trap. And all of his features on the project really hit. But I think it's Pluto, man. Like, when he drops something, you got to tune in and just
and it came at the right time too, because the weather started getting better. Then you started feeling more single again.
Yeah. We gonna talk about
what's my shit?
Misogyny. That's my joint right there.
Misogyny is fire.
Misogyny. I'll be like, yeah, misogyny.
And chickens.
Yes.
I just love anything that ESTG.
That's my nigga.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
if I can answer the question.
Definitely.
It's not like super recent, but him and 42.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's I'm gonna jump out the window here. I like it better than Future's project.
42 Doug?
42 Doug and ESTG.
That
Oh,
collab
yeah.
project.
That shit.
That project was fire.
Top to bottom.
That was good.
I feel like it didn't get the love it deserved. It's
342 Doug too. He's
Yeah.
now incarcerated.
That's definitely my morning album on the gym.
Gotcha.
I also like Coil Ray's album.
Okay.
So that was cool. I was surprised.
Cute little bops on
It
there.
was cute little vibes.
Got
I
some
like
cute little
Clingy's my joint. You know what I mean? There's some cute little stuff. Yeah, I haven't done anything else really because it's like it's too new.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people.
But plus, there's been a lot that came out. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, shout out to Favi. Favi really,
Right.
Favi,
Yeah,
I
like,
did, yeah.
he released a really good project too. I was
Yeah.
banging that for a bit, and just the new music kept piling up, and I got
Every
away
week
from
there
it
was
a little
something
bit.
new.
Oh
for
my
sure.
God. Okay, so I just happy to hear y'all say this because as a DJ, do you
It's
know how
overwhelming.
hard and consuming and like overwhelming it is to like keep up with all of these things? And like you're not gonna always be in the mood to listen to these projects. So I kind of refrain from sometimes giving my opinion on them because like for me, I like Favi's project, but like I don't think it was for me. I don't know if it's because I'm down south and I got like a slightly
a
different.
You can't
Yeah.
drill all day.
I can't drill all
That's a
day,
very
like you know
good
what I mean. Like
possibility.
it's just
Yeah.
just maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the midst where like I'll listen to things when they first come out, but I'll also circle back because I know sometimes I just wasn't ready to take that project in. So and then that's how sometimes I miss things because I won't go back and listen to it because it's like I'll just wait for y'all to tell me what's the hottest tracks off of that, and then I'll go listen to those. So
Makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes
for me is when Benny dropped his shit.
Ooh, I like me some Benny the
Benny
Butcher
the
Cup.
Butcher, so I always double back to him. Like
Really?
any of his old shit, like from a couple years ago into even the one that came out a month ago. So that I'm still listening to, the Kendrick joint. I think he was just shaking the damn table the whole damn
Yeah, I
album.
wanna
Like
do
he
that.
really was
Yeah.
like pushing the buttons. Like he was, and that's the thing. Like I like people like him who are willing to go that far. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, yeah, we could always get the bops and the drill and all the misogynistic music and all that shit that we
Right,
love, but
right.
yo, it's okay to have somebody clarify what's going. And he was very transparent, like extremely
That
transparent.
Mother's Diaries, or
Fam.
Auntie's Diaries, I'm sorry, that was crazy. Like,
Yo.
yeah, I don't know.
And then he's talking about like his, daddy issues through his perspective. You know what I'm saying? That's tough for a man to do. All right. So it's like for him to be open minded to do such, and for some people who are open minded enough to listen, that's pretty dope to me.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think something that I appreciate about Kendrick's album is that I think you could technically like title this conscious music, but I think that he's found like again ironically this sweet spot where he's giving us conscious music, but you can bump it. Like a lot of the times we get this conscious music and it's like, yo, this shit is weak. Like, okay, you're saying something, but like I don't want to listen to this. Like it has no bump to it. But Kendrick is giving us this thought-provoking like perspective in this rhymes and this artistry, and it's like it's very conscious. Like you can't give us this music without being
you know
in
what's
your
crazy
head.
though?
That's why I haven't
majority,
gone through it yet.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
and
but
I get that,
My
you know
thing
what
is
I
like
mean?
majority of these artists do the same type of music. It just have a different type of beat to it.
And sometimes
Like-
the beat don't be
like-
I was
different.
gonna say that. Yeah, it's
but
giving reggaeton.
Right.
The beat us ain't
Right.
beat.
Like I grew up listening to like Black Star, but they had Ninth Wonder and a bunch of great producers, so you were bumping them anyways,
Yep.
or
Got it.
Common.
Got
You feel
it.
me? But nobody was sitting there like, yo, I ain't trying to listen to fucking Common. Throw that shit in the trash, bro. You know what I mean? You were listening to it. Like, you wanted to listen to The Light a million different times.
Right.
Let's stop that.
Right.
People need to stop with that bullshit, bro.
That's
like,
interesting.
I can't stand when people do that because Kanye has been conscious since he came to the game, and people listen to Kanye very heavily, and so is Hov is conscious as well. He just
Yes.
gives you a different spin of his consciousness,
Right.
and he grew up
That
as well. and so
444 project was very like.
He's no different than Jay Electronica. It's just Jay Electronica sounds boring. That's
well,
all.
he's lovely too.
Yo,
Shout out Jay Elect. Jay Elect fire.
Jeffson is back right now.
he does sound a little boring sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
But
you
know,
said
he's
it.
still
I
he's
don't
still
disagree.
nice. He's still nice, but he sounds boring.
But you definitely have to deliver it a certain way so that way you can put the medicine in the candy. And if you don't do that, we're gonna say that's trash and we're not gonna listen to it. Well, at least the majority. Obviously, these people have some type of lane where they can deliver and they got some fans to give this to. But for it to be accepted across the mass, I think that definitely takes a different type of artistry and creativity. And with this being Kendrick's last project off of TDE, I'm really interested to see what he does from this and what other artists he brings on. I know that you mentioned artists that you were listening to beforehand. So, I just want to see, what relationships he's going to continue to establish. And again, what else we're going to get from this. Because He said he was in a writer's block, so I don't know if like now maybe he got that juice out, and maybe once they see the reception of this, maybe he'll take another 5 years or he'll take another 2. Who knows? But we're at the top of the summer. Who would y'all like to hear some new music from that hasn't dropped yet?
I'm definitely waiting on some new Drake.
Drizzy.
The last project wasn't really my speed.
I was gonna ask about that too.
Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping he gets back in his bag. Kind of trying to figure out what Kanye's doing. Like Donda 2 kind of came out, but you had to buy a piece of technology to listen to it.
Yeah, that one.
Wait, so is that even official? Is that an official release, or is it just like a soft release on that devicey, bro?
I have no idea, because he's kind of breaking the mold. Like, he's not messing with any streaming services. He just released it on his piece of technology, and if you buy it, then you got the project.
That's it.
Smart.
But yeah, I'm definitely really the big wigs. I'm hoping Cole comes back with something. Like, now that Kendrick is outside,
right?
Everybody who raps needs to come and rap.
Yes.
Big Sean.
Let's
go.
I
need
everybody.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yep.
Everybody was running up to the LA Leakers and getting their freestyle on, and Cole is just, to me, he's Cole. I always want something from Cole, but I just look at it like, now that the third three-headed monster has come out to play, you guys really need to come out and show what you've been stashing, because the way I see it, there's a lot of music that's being stashed and a lot of stuff being put out, and it's good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like everybody been holding the cards to see what Kendrick would play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What he got going on. Because he is the boogeyman. You got to worry about Kendrick, and because he is such a creative, you know that he's not going to really just put out some BS. So, yeah, like you said, now that he's played his card, I think he just threw that out there to just see what everybody else got, right? Like, he threw away the spade, right? Yep. Like, sometimes you throw away a spade to, see what the other people got in their hand. Right. And I think, from that, we're going to see Cole come out and play, because he's already said, like, that last project wasn't even an official album, right? So it's like he's going to come with the album. And, people are outside and touring, too, so anything that they was tucking in the stash and maybe they didn't think they could take advantage of because they're touring, it's like, nah, come out and play now. It's time. It's the summer. I would love to hear something from Ray Sherman. Like, I feel like the summer isn't like that unless they have an anthem out. So I would love to hear something from them.
Think about that.
Yeah. Like, who else? I would love to hear something from Drake. I Certified Lover Boy is also another project that I had to go back and listen to, because the first 2 listens, I'm like, this is cool, but I don't feel like this is any growth from Drake, right? And I like music and artists for them to be artists. And with him being, top 2 and not 2, I'm expecting him to show us something different every time he drops a project. Right. And I just feel like this was an extension of Scorpion or the project right before that. I don't feel like this was just something, it was a throwaway. It felt like it was a throwaway. Not that it doesn't have some cool tracks on it, right? But I want Drake to come give us like that, some shit that's going to change the world a little bit.
The best way I could put it, Candy, is that album feels like he looked back at his old projects and said, how can I do this again. But new? And I feel you on that. It's clear that you're not challenging yourself, bro. Yeah. The bars are the bars, but it's not a challenge to you anymore. You sound bland.
Yes.
And that's what I mean. When someone like Kendrick comes, you can hear that he's challenging himself.
Yes.
He starts the album. It's been 1,185 days. I'm going through something.
Captain
you know what I mean?
On that.
I haven't listened, and now I really want to, just based off of that alone.
You can hear, and that's what I love about the Kendrick project, is it's a life album. It's not a moment album.
Yes.
Like, I've had debates.
Well, his albums are life albums.
I've had debates, and I've had hot takes where, I didn't want Kendrick in line with the three-headed monster. I didn't want him next to Cole and Drake, simply from an output standpoint.
Got it.
Your talent is your talent. And that was challenged. We have healthy debates, and they said, well, what about someone like Lauryn Hill being named as a top lyricist?
Right.
The miseducation of Lauryn Hill is something we still live with till this day.
Right.
And I had to walk my statement back. Like, he belongs at the top of the three-headed monster. Because although he's not pushing, when he comes, like, he answered, like, all I wanted to know is, where have you been? Yeah. While everybody's doing them, where you been? And he came right out and said, I've been going through something.
I've been doing some things.
To piggyback off what he said, like, it's just like when Kanye dropped Yeezus, and that was after I believe my
It was
Beautiful
after
Dark-
my
Beautiful Dark Fantasy.
Twisted
So it's
Fantasy.
so it's like everybody was expecting more of that type of heat, and it's like,
Yes,
nah.
nah.
Changed it up.
My man was like, I got married, I got things I'm going through, like this. I'm gonna give you Jesus, and this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? He's either you take it or you're not. He's an artist. People forget these are artists. Like they're
Real
bringing you
artists.
art from their soul, and that's if in their soul is their personal life. They have to put on wax. They have to do it. You know what I'm saying? They can't always give you a bop for 10, 15 years. That's not even. Do you know anybody who's really doing that for 10 to 15 years?
That's a
Like,
fact.
like nah, it's not really happening like that. But nah, I agree with him. But for me, for summertime, I really don't. I can't really pinpoint anybody. I'll probably just keep bumping Bad Bunny the whole time.
Not
You don't
Bad
even
Bunny.
You don't what?
He
What is
definitely
he
got the
even
summer on Smash.
Saying I can't even bump
I
something
don't
You
like
listen to
that.
it with
care.
subtitles?
Get you a mojito and
He
just enjoy the
swears-
vibes.
He's-
No, he's vibes.
He
Straight
swear
up.
he is Puerto Rican poppy over here. Like
That's
you
crazy.
What do you
That
mean,
is
Bad?
so
But I did
crazy.
hear that the album bumps. My thing is, I just really don't know what they saying.
It's
I live
okay.
in Atlanta. I can't play no Bad Bunny
Yeah,
at
you
the
can't.
function.
I
heard.
They're
It's
going
Trap
to look
Bunny.
at me like, yo, I don't even know if I can do that. Like they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like play something from Atlanta, please.
No, that's true.
So you know,
Listen, I was grateful to be working with people who are Dominican, Puerto Rican, and all they bump was dembo and reggaeton. So I was like, you know what? I'm with the shit. So I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to it. You feel me? And I don't understand nothing too. But when I was in the gym the other day bumping that shit, I was like, yeah, I was going. I
You was in
moving.
there swinging your hips at the Smith machine?
I was at the treadmill. I was like, yo, I'm about to
Right.
start dancing real quick. Get ready for the summer.
yo,
heard the project
I
was
am
heat.
crying. Yeah, I definitely heard the project was heat. Well, I'm definitely feeling Pusha's project. I listen to. I try to give Jack Harlow a listen. I'm currently not feeling his statements about him not knowing. Ray J was Brandy's
Can we,
brother.
can we
He's
dive
like
into
two,
that?
bro.
Can we dive into
I don't
that?
care because you cannot profit off of black culture and you don't fucking know black culture. You're telling me you don't know Brandy is Ray J's brother? Like you've just never heard that ever in your life?
He's a white child.
I don't care. You work with DJ Drama, nigga. You've never heard.
DJ Drama's not handing out hip hop 101.
Well, we need a hip hop 101 test.
I
because-
would love to challenge it because when I seen the statement, I didn't know how to feel about it, and then I gave it actually a firm thought, and I align with Jazz. Being 24 years old, growing up in Kentucky, being in love with hip hop, where would you be introduced to Brandy?
The only time is when Little Kim said, "Hey, wait a minute, ain't that Brandy's brother?" Like, when else would it fall?
I just feel
in
like
line.
Because and that's what I want to make the distinction of is if you're in love with hip hop culture,
Yep.
like what you're
would
saying,
never reference.
it encompasses our culture, which is
Right.
black culture. So
Right.
Brandy's something that we listen to growing up, along with Monica, along
Right.
with Aaliyah, because that's our culture.
Right.
But when you're talking about someone who just studied rap, that's where it gets a little fuzzy. 24-year-old growing up in Kentucky. Let's keep that in mind.
absolutely. So we can keep that in mind.
Not only that too. He although he's getting his, deservedly so because of his skin tone. He's getting it.
Not
But
his
the
skin tone.
thing is, throughout the years I've listened to interviews and we've had these even Atlanta rappers. You'd be like so and so. They're like, who? I remember somebody said they didn't even know they never listened to a Jay-Z song or a Biggie
You
song.
can time out.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like-
oh,
You
you
can't
got,
do
you
that.
got. No, why not?
No,
why
you
not?
can. You
Why
can.
not?
You can.
Why not?
Because it's like a
We be the
basketball.
same age
It's like
and
a
just be on the
basketball.
other
It's
side.
like
Yo.
a basketball player saying they never saw a highlight of Jordan or Kobe.
Y'all,
You gotta be kidding me.
You have to, and this is why I try to retweet as much as I can on the timeline because y'all don't understand how much Atlanta loves Atlanta. If I
get
can
it.
pull up a tweet right now. Someone was complaining last week. Niggas do not want to hear Jay-Z at an Atlanta set. 1 or 2 songs max. There's no Jay-Z New York set.
heard
The
you.
songs that I play in Boston are completely different from when I play in Atlanta. Atlanta wants to hear Atlanta. You know how many poppin' artists come from Atlanta? Why the hell do we want to hear a Jay-Z?
I mean, I
Why
hear
do we
you.
want to hear the next person? We got Thug, we got Future, we got Outkast, we got Ludacris, we got Gunna, we got Baby, we got all these people.
Two Chainz.
2 Chainz.
I love- that's who I wanna hear
I
something from.
understand that wholeheartedly.
Again.
But my issue is this. These are the same cats who are still working with dudes from the Northeast as well.
So
it's like, and for example, in the Kendrick album, we have Kodak Black. That's a dude from Florida working with a West Coast cat. You don't really see that, but he clearly knows something of the West Coast to be even dabbling in that.
So
You feel
here's
me?
my only beef with Jack Harlow and him not knowing Ray J is Brandy's brother. You're telling me that you grew up listening to hip hop, you're of these ages where the Breakfast Club had a big incident with Fabulous and Ray J. I don't give a fuck if you're in Kentucky. If you're a student of hip hop, I don't care. If you're a student of hip hop, you're telling me that you've never heard of Ray J, you never heard of Brandy, you never heard of them synonymously. Like that bothers me, because how much of a student are you? Because Brandy is prominent. Ray J is prominent. He's used in bars. He fucked Kim Kardashian. You telling me that you cannot you telling me that you cannot connect Ray J to Brandy in 2022 when they're still being talked about, put together?
24.
I don't give a fuck.
Care.
You have
Brandy's last hit.
You've been on
Brandy's
YouTube.
last hit, he was like 5.
24-year-olds know how to use the YouTubes, okay?
So my thing is, it's just
like
our black moms were playing Brandy,
not
our. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but it's just like they all both have had prominent things where it's not like
he
Brandy
knows them. He just don't know their siblings.
How the fuck don't you know that? Like, they're always correlated. That's Brandy's brother.
He's part of a generation that uses
sister.
Wikipedia and Google YouTube.
That's just
There's
my
no
only thing.
excuses in my personal opinion.
And I just feel like as a white boy from 20...
You sound like a grandfather.
I could be his goddamn grandfather.
And I just feel like,
reason.
and I just feel like from a white boy from Kentucky, it's like, nigga, you need to make sure that you do understand the culture, because that is something that, like, it's just little things like that. Like, I might side-eye you and not want to listen to your project because you don't know the basics, nigga. What were you searching? What hip hop do you know?
People gonna do that regardless. Eminem's nice as shit. Nobody listens to him because he's white.
Fuck Eminem.
Exactly. And he knows the basics. It's a lose-lose.
So I don't know. So it just bothered me a little bit, because it's not like we're talking about two random people. We're talking about Ray J. We're talking about Brandy. Brandy is still out here. Ray J is still out here. How can you, like, what world are you in? So I don't know. But anyways, fuck Jack Harlow. We don't care about white people. Really.
That's crazy. I mean,
shout out to the white listeners.
Shout out to the white people.
Shout out to the white listeners.
But shout out to the white listeners.
Shout out to the white listeners.
I do have some white people that I do rock with and I love out there. Shout out to y'all.
Well, luckily for you, the white culture don't really do cancel culture that
right.
heavy.
So, but you know, I
they
feel
do
like
customer service culture.
Yeah. They do Yelp reviews.
I had a problem.
I'm a Yelp review ass bitch too. I'm not even gonna hold you. If I can't knock it over, I'm Yelping it.
Yo, it helps. I mean, and if it helps, I had a problem with Lotto not knowing that Mariah Carey had that sweet fantasy.
That I had a problem
They're
with.
the same age.
But they are?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Go look up Lotto's age and Jack Harlow. They're about the same age.
Oh, I thought you said.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with that one. That's more direct for me. You're literally sampling my shit.
What do you mean? So just to make
that's now if Jack Harlow was like, I don't know who the fuck Fergie is.
Yeah,
that'd be different.
Yeah.
Then I'd be pissed because it's like, really glamorous.
But it's just a letdown. It's like, nigga, you don't know who Ray J and Brandy is. You can't even. Whoever invited you to cookout need to stop. You can't come to the cookout. But
it's a picnic.
Picnic cook. Sorry, you're right. Picnic. We say picnic. You're
shit.
not getting invited to none of that shit. But listen, y'all. If y'all have any questions for the gang, send them in. SparkFMOnline.com. Of course, we're here on the Sweet Spot, rocking out. It's your girl Candy Rain. We're gonna be back, and we're gonna, speaking of artists and things of this nature, we're gonna get into this Young Thug situation because obviously it's hot right now, and I actually think I have the perfect people to talk about this with. I hate talking to myself on my show, so thank y'all. So y'all keep it locked and don't go anywhere. We're gonna get into a track, pay some bills, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Spark FM online.